Hey guys, and welcome to a new episode. In today's episode I'm going to show you some perspective, how to draw in perspective, what is perspective. And let's start. So you basically know how to draw, human body human body proportions, and you can draw those basic, shapes of humans. And to look better, so to improve in that drawing, you have to implement some, you need to have some perspective knowledge, and today I'll show you some perspective. Alright, so here we have a nice example of that. These rails, if you trace those rails, you will get exactly to the point in that distance, and that's perspective point. I guess that's the name. Yeah, perspective point. And that's not only, only point. If you trace this fence on the side, you will get to that same point, and if you trace this fence on the side, you will get to the same point, and that's 1 point perspective. So the something is if something is far from you, it will look small. If something is close to you, it will look big, and that's hard to draw without guidelines, and we use guidelines to help ourselves. So this is one point perspective. Now I'll show you on the side 1 point perspective rectangle drawing. So alright, I'll use red for rectangle so you can see. As you can see, so those lines helped me to create a nice rectangle. And if you took length of this right here, this line and this, it won't be the same, because it's drawn in with perspective guidelines, and it's not true, and it's not the same, and it looks way better. It looks way more natural. Yeah, that's the word I wanted to find. Alright, that's 1 point perspective. So if you can play actually, and I encourage you to play like that, so draw a bunch of those lines, and draw, I don't know, house, draw some basic stuff. First start with some rectangles, and just play with that. It's interesting, at least to me it's interesting. Alright, now let's show 2 point perspective. 2 point perspective is same as one, basically same as one, but you have 2 points of 2 perspective points, and this is used for to give yourself a nice idea of how to say that. Oh my god, a nice idea of space. Yeah, so for example, if I want to draw here one human or something, I don't know, lamp or something, it will be this big. Okay, let me take another. Okay, so here will be this big, you see that white circle, and a little bit more further it will be this big, and a little bit more this big, this, and as you can see, that's the perspective. That gives you a nice sense of space. Yeah, and the same right here, 2 point perspective, easy. There is something that's called 3 point perspective, and I'll show you now. So we want to draw, let's say, some buildings, and draw 3 points, and let's draw some lines for ourselves, yeah, and from here, of course, lines. And if I merge those lines, I will get a nice building that will look from above and it goes down, and it's, you know, shorter, not shorter, slimmer and slimmer, you know. And that's basically 3-point perspective. Of course, try to experiment. Don't just put like this, you know, 2 points. Try to do this, you know, and then draw something, you know. Try everything. It may not work, but at least try it, you know. Try to draw a car. Recently I drew some cars in my sketchbook. Let me show it to you with those same points, you know. As you can see right here, this is 1-point perspective car, you know. Here are some, you know, stupid drawings like this here, you know, some cars. I used some perspective for that, you know. That's basically it, you know. So if you want, you know, to practice, you don't need images as I showed you here. You have an idea now. If you watch this video, just, you know, put, let's say, here, and if you know to draw human or something, just draw someone right, you know, here. Okay, this will look bad, but who cares? Right, like this, you know. Then someone standing right, you know, here. If you want to know exactly where to position your head, just pull one line to this, you know, dot, and person standing right here will have this big head. Person standing right here will have this big head. Person right here this big. This, you know. It's really technical, you know. You just need to think a little about it, and you will come up with a solution, of course. And this is really important. This may not look, you know, important, but this is, I will say, one of the most important thing in drawings. Yeah. And that's it for this episode, guys. I hoped I teached you some perspective, some basic perspective, you know. There are whole books about perspective. I can't, you know, tell you more in this was this 7 minutes, 8 minutes. And yeah, that's it. See you guys in the next episode, where I don't know what I will do in next episode, but I will do something. Bye guys.